Have you ever thought of food as more than just fuel? Most of us, especially as we age, still eat like we did in our 30s, thinking a little evening snack won't hurt. But what if I told you that what you eat before bed could be quietly damaging your memory? See, food isn't just calories, it's information. Every bite sends a message to your brain either to calm and repair, or to stress and confuse. And after 60, when your brain needs all the support it can get to stay sharp, the wrong foods at the wrong time can make a real difference. Late-night snacks that seem innocent, a cookie, a slice of toast, maybe a little cheese, can actually disrupt the brain's natural repair system while you sleep. Instead of clearing toxins and solidifying memories, your brain ends up working overtime, battling inflammation and blood sugar spikes. In this video, we're going to uncover 8 common foods you should avoid before bed, especially if you want to protect your memory, sleep deeper, and wake up clear-minded, not groggy. We'll also dive into the science behind how each food affects your brain and, most importantly, offer you simple swaps that are both satisfying and brain-friendly. So stay with me, especially for the last 2 foods on the list. They're the most common and the most quietly harmful. For decades, we've been told that a warm glass of milk before bed is the secret to a good night's sleep. It's comforting, familiar, and reminds many of us of childhood. But after age 60, that same cup of milk could be quietly doing more harm than good. Here's why. As we age, our bodies produce less of an enzyme called lactase, which is what helps us digest lactose, the natural sugar found in milk and many dairy products. Without enough lactase, even a small serving of whole milk, soft cheese, or a scoop of ice cream can lead to bloating, gas, or mild nausea during the night. Now imagine trying to get restorative, deep sleep while your stomach is churning. Not only does it feel uncomfortable, but it also interrupts the brain's nightly cleaning process, the time when memory is sharpened and toxins are cleared. Even more surprising, high-fat dairy may trigger low-grade inflammation in the brain, which researchers believe could contribute to long-term memory decline. But you don't have to give up your bedtime routine, just update it. Try switching to lactose-free milk, or even better, plant-based options like unsweetened almond, oat, or cashew milk. These are often easier to digest and rich in calming nutrients like tryptophan and magnesium, both of which help promote deeper, more healing sleep. So the next time you reach for that glass of milk, ask yourself, is it helping you rest, or quietly keeping your brain from healing? Have you ever found comfort in a warm, spicy bowl of soup on a chilly evening? Maybe a little chili in your stew, or a sprinkle of black pepper to warm you up before bed? It feels soothing, like giving your body a little hug. But here's the surprising truth. For older adults, that spicy comfort might come at the cost of a peaceful night's sleep. Spicy foods, think chili peppers, black pepper, mustard, even ginger when taken in large amounts, activate the sympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your body responsible for fight or flight, not rest and recover. It raises your heart rate and body temperature, making it harder for your body to slip into a relaxed state. And that's not all. As we age, our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Strong spices can irritate the stomach lining, leading to heartburn or even acid reflux, 2 things that can easily wake you up at 2 a.m., tossing and turning. In fact, a study from Australia found that eating spicy foods within 3 hours of bedtime made people take longer to fall asleep, and reduced REM sleep, the stage when your brain restores memory and emotional balance. So what's the better option? Try a gentle chicken and vegetable broth, or a light cup of ginger tea, but make sure it's mellow, not fiery. Because sometimes, what feels cozy in the moment is actually stealing rest from your brain. Your body isn't just looking for warmth at night, it's begging for peace. When we think of caffeine, we usually picture a steaming cup of coffee. And sure, most of us know not to sip espresso at bedtime. But what if I told you that caffeine is hiding in places you'd never expect, quietly disrupting your sleep long after you've closed your eyes? It's true. Caffeine isn't just in coffee. It's in that healthy green tea, in dark chocolate squares you nibble after dinner, in that cozy cup of hot cocoa, even in certain pain relievers and energy waters. And here's the tricky part. Caffeine has a half-life of up to 8 hours. That means even if you drink it at 3 p.m., It could still be circulating in your system at 11 p.m., just when your brain is trying to settle into deep, healing sleep. For older adults, this effect is even more pronounced. As we age, our liver slows down, making it harder to process caffeine quickly. So instead of a good night's rest, you get light, fragmented sleep. You may not even realize caffeine is the culprit. You just wake up foggy, achy, or drained, wondering, why am I still tired after 8 hours? Here's a better way. Cut off all caffeine by 2 p.m. And if you crave something comforting in the evening, go for a warm herbal tea like peppermint, chamomile, or rooibos. Or if you love chocolate, try caffeine-free carob. Your brain will thank you with clarity and energy in the morning. Because a peaceful night's sleep isn't just about how long you rest, it's about how deeply you recover. There's something comforting about a little sweet treat before bed. Maybe a cookie with your tea, or a few bites of chocolate while watching your favorite evening show. It feels innocent, even relaxing, like you're rewarding yourself after a long day. But here's the hidden truth. That small indulgence may be silently stealing your brain's ability to rest, repair, and stay sharp. Refined sugar, the kind found in desserts, sweetened drinks, even so-called healthy granola bars, causes a quick spike in your blood sugar. At first, you may feel calm or comforted, but shortly after, your body crashes, and when that crash comes, your brain releases cortisol, the same stress hormone it uses in emergencies. That hormone doesn't help you sleep. It keeps your body alert and your mind restless. Even worse, sugar can trigger low-grade inflammation in the brain overnight. That's a problem, because deep sleep, the stage where your brain clears toxins and strengthens memory, gets disrupted. Instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up foggy, tired, and even forgetful. One study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience showed that when blood sugar fluctuates overnight, cognitive performance drops the next day, especially in older adults. So what can you do? Simple. Avoid refined sugar at least 2 hours before bed. And if you crave something sweet, try a slice of apple with a spoonful of almond butter. It's satisfying, stabilizes your blood sugar, and actually supports your brain while it sleeps. Because what you eat before bed doesn't just affect your body, it sends a message to your brain. Make sure it's the right one. Let me ask you something. Have you ever made yourself a little snack plate before bed, a few slices of ham, a bit of cheese, maybe some leftover sausage from dinner? It feels light, maybe even healthy, especially if you're watching carbs. But what if that familiar habit is quietly clouding your brain? Processed meats, bacon, sausage, deli slices are loaded with sodium and chemical preservatives like nitrates. These ingredients don't just affect your heart, they directly impact your brain, especially as we age. Let me share a quick story. I had a patient, 67 years old, who came to me complaining of morning fog and constant headaches. She thought it was sleep apnea. But when we looked closely at her routine, we found the real culprit. Every night before bed, she was eating cured meats, thinking it fit her keto-friendly diet. Once we removed those processed meats and added in brain-supporting nutrients like magnesium and omega-3s, the fog began to lift. Within 2 weeks, her clarity returned. You see, these meats don't just raise blood pressure, they inflame the brain. And chronic inflammation is one of the biggest silent triggers of memory loss after 60. But here's the hopeful part. When you remove the source of inflammation, your brain can begin to heal. No pills, just smarter choices. So next time you reach for a salty bedtime snack, ask yourself, is it comfort or is it confusion? Because peace of mind starts with what you put on your plate. There's something irresistible about a handful of chips or a few crispy fries late at night. It's comfort food. It feels harmless, maybe even well-deserved after a long day. But what if I told you that your favorite nighttime crunch might be clouding your memory? Fried foods, things like chips, fried leftovers, even that just one bite of fast food, are packed with trans fats and oxidized oils. These unhealthy fats do more than just weigh down your stomach. They trigger inflammation in your brain and slow your digestion. Now here's the catch. When you eat fried foods before bed, your digestive system has to stay active all night long. That means your body spends its energy breaking down heavy fats instead of cleaning out toxins from your brain, which is exactly what it's supposed to be doing during deep sleep. And this comes at a cost. Interrupted detox means fragmented sleep, mental fatigue, and over time, even a higher risk of Alzheimer's. A 2018 study in neurology found that people who consumed high levels of saturated and trans fats, especially at night, scored significantly lower on memory tests, especially older adult. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up your evening snack, just rethink it. Instead of chips, try lightly roasted pumpkin seeds or air-popped popcorn with a drizzle of olive oil. You still get that satisfying crunch, but without the brain fog in the morning. Because when you give your body the right fuel at night, your brain gets to do what it was made to do: clean, restore, and prepare you for a clearer, sharper tomorrow. You've probably heard it before, just one glass of wine helps me sleep. And yes, alcohol can make you feel drowsy at first. It might even help you fall asleep faster. But here's what most people don't realize: that glass of wine is not giving you the sleep your brain actually needs. Alcohol doesn't just relax you, it hijacks your brain's sleep system. It lowers your natural melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time for deep, restorative sleep. It fragments your rest, pulling you out of the most critical stages of the night, especially deep sleep and REM. That means fewer dreams, more tossing and turning, and a brain that never gets to fully recharge. And for older adults, this effect is even more severe. A 2020 study published in Sleep Health found that even low levels of alcohol before bed reduced slow-wave sleep by over 30%. That's the phase of sleep when your brain clears out toxins, consolidates memory, and resets itself for the next day. Without it, you may wake up feeling tired, groggy, or mentally off, even if you slept for 8 hours. So here's a gentle shift. If you enjoy a drink, try having it with dinner instead of as a nightcap. And on most nights, trade the wine glass for a calming herbal tea, chamomile, lemon balm, or something rich in magnesium. It's a simple choice, but it could be the difference between sleep that just passes time and sleep that truly heals your brain. Because the goal isn't just to fall asleep, it's to wake up feeling alive. Now here's something that catches a lot of people off guard: foods that don't taste sweet, but still act like sugar inside your body. I'm talking about white bread, pasta, crackers, and even some low-fat cereals or granola bars. These refined carbohydrates may seem harmless, even healthy. But at night, they can quietly sabotage your brain. Here's why. Refined carbs break down quickly in your system, causing your blood sugar to spike and then crash. And when that crash happens in the middle of the night, your brain goes on high alert. It panics, thinking you're low on fuel. That's why you might wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., restless, needing to pee, or just feeling off. It's not always your bladder. Sometimes it's your brain crying out for glucose. The result? Disrupted sleep. And when sleep is disrupted, your brain can't do its nightly work clearing toxins, locking in memories, restoring clarity. Over time, this pattern leads to brain fog, forgetfulness, and mental fatigue. A clinical study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found a strong link between high-refined carb diets and nighttime awakenings, especially in people over 65. But here's the good news. You don't have to go to bed hungry, just smarter. Try a few slices of banana with almond butter, a spoonful of chia pudding, or some plain Greek yogurt with a sprinkle of cinnamon. These slow-burning options keep your blood sugar stable and your brain at peace. Because sleep should be a time for healing, not fighting off a sugar crash in disguise. We often think aging means decline, that memory loss, brain fog, or restless nights are just part of getting older. But that's not the full story. What if it's not the passing years, but the build-up of tiny habits that no longer serve us? The truth is, aging doesn't always mean deterioration sometimes. It simply means accumulation. Accumulated stress, accumulated sugar, accumulated late-night snacks that confuse the brain when it's trying to heal. But here's the powerful part. When we remove the nightly habits that block the brain-refined carbs, alcohol, fried foods, processed meats, and sugar, we don't just stop the damage. We make space for healing, for clarity, for peace. Think about this. Every night, your brain tries to clean itself, to store memories, to protect you for tomorrow. But it can't do that when it's constantly distracted, inflamed, or overworked by what we eat before bed. So tonight, give your brain a break. Let it rest, deeply and fully. Replace stimulation with stillness. Give it silence instead of struggle. As Dr. Hinahara beautifully said, feed your brain peace, not problems, before you sleep. And truly, that might be the greatest gift you give yourself after 60. Because a sharper mind, a lighter morning, a steadier memory, they all begin with one peaceful night.